Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so for today we're going to be going over crafted transmog items. Now, I know what you're saying, transmog doesn't sell, but however, these ones do. We're going to be solely relying on the ones that are crafted and the ones that we can actually produce for a profit. So such as things like the Sulfuron hammer, those types of things going forward. But so before we get into all of that and we jump onto our alchemist slash blacksmith, I know, great combo, right? Basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to go into the gold for the day. Now, as of yesterday, we are now going to look at the gold for the day, which is a healthy 67,886 gold. The things of note is 10 ghastly goulash for 1,216 gold, a tome of the quiet mind, 58 of those for 8,300 gold, biltong 120 for 5,703 gold. The Glyph of the Sentinel, 2 of those for 3,208 gold. We also sold 9,810 Gloom Dust for 38,116 gold. And along with that, we also sold a High Bomb Compendium of Storms because it's just updated right now to 74,214 gold. So that's 6,327 gold for this High Bomb Compendium of Storms, plus any of the extra additional things that we actually got. So I made like a load of different things last night when it came to crafting all of the enchants, so as you can see. But aside from all of that, the other things of note is a lovely War Scroll of Fortitude, 10 of those for 2,650 gold, bringing our total for the day to 74,214 gold. So let's just pull all of this gold in. So 73,000 gold for the day. That's pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. Good, moving forward, we actually sold a load of lifelike mechanical toads for 24 gold. May want to double check that crafting thing right there, because that for some reason sold them really cheap. So it could be I have a competitor and it did that, or my TSM's wrong. So if it is wrong, I will update it this evening. Well, I'll be updating it this evening because we're going to be getting into Transmog. But overall, we have brought our gold value up to 431,940 gold. That is the liquid gold after we did our daily crafts yesterday. So what we're going to be doing now is obviously we're going to be jumping into Transmog. So that being the case, let's go over there now. So overall, I've had like a complete insane day. Yeah, pretty much coffee. So excuse me if I'm talking very fast today. Well, for some reason, my brain is pretty much everywhere at the moment. Now, aside from all of that, we are obviously going to be getting into Transmog, and along with all of that, the other things of note that we actually can do is, as we can see that our liquid gold is actually coming back up after we've done our daily crafts, then the price of our daily crafts to actually do is going to be a lot less as well, because we're actually starting to make the profit back from our crafting. So this is like a long-term thing for high amounts of gold, so to speak. So obviously we just got to restock a load of low-end stuff now instead of just a load of other stuff. So I'll be doing that this evening. And also we're going to be getting into a load of other things moving forward also. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to jump into our blacksmithing with our lovely warlock Nyros. He is lovely as hell. And we're going to clear the queue for obvious reasons. But for that reason, we're going to actually go and pick some transmog items for blacksmithing that we can actually do. So what we're going to be wanting to do is have a look at the old world recipes. So old world, different types of things. So we're going to be wanting to look at sell rates and the profitability of these. So when it comes to materials and dense grinding stones, we don't want that. What we're going to be looking for is not weapon mods, and we're going to look at helms. So the Dark Iron Helm is a BOE helmet that we can actually sell for about 4,479 gold on this realm, and the region market value average is 13,773 gold, and the region sell average is 4,304 gold. So take that into account, whatever metric you're going with. This is probably a good one to do because it's transmog, it's going to be set on the back burner, and obviously it won't sell even like super fast. We have to bear that one in mind when it comes to all crafted transmog. So when we actually make our groups up, we have to take this into consideration as well. We're going to add the dark iron helm, and that is going to cost us 569 gold to make, with a potential 3,910 gold profit somewhere in the future. It has a sell rate of 0.01, but that is to be expected when it comes to transmog. And any of the other crafted transmogs for blacksmithing, for classic, I'm probably not going to do because it's not worth all that much. Obviously, I could just craft everything that's profitable, but I only really know of a few things that actually sell rather well. So that being the case, I'm going to go with that. So the fiery chain shoulders is another one, 0.01, but it's a 2,232 gold investment for a potential 12,932 gold return, which is a 10,000 gold odd profit. So what I'm going to do there is obviously add that to queue because that's going to bring us up to a nice potential. So obviously when it comes to transmog, you have to bear in mind this, like imperial plate shoulders, they do sell rather well, but for that reason they're actually relatively cheap to craft. They cost me about 47 gold to make for a potential 681 gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that into our thing, and then we're going to obviously build upon that moving forward. But when it comes to this one, as it's got a higher sell rate, I'm going to now make 2 of these because I want 2 of them on the auction house. So if one sells, we still have the other one on the auction house while I'm at work or something. With the other ones, the dark iron helm and the fiery chain shoulders, we could do 2s, but at the end of the day, these ones don't sell all that much looking at the sell rates, so it's not really worth our time. They're not really going to sell all that fast. So other ones like 0.02 for the thick obsidian breastplate, that one is going to cost us about 12,000 gold to make for a 9,000 gold profit. Or it will sell on our realm currently at around about 21,000 gold, or the region's sell average is around about 37,000. So that's pretty damn good. I'm going to add that directly on. And when it comes to things like the dark iron plate, it's a BOP, so please don't make this mistake when you're actually building up on that. Now moving on with the green iron hullbuck, this is a BOE one, and this one costs us very little. But for this one, as it's a fast seller with 0.2, we're going to add that in right there. And with the thick obsidian breastplate, we're just going to add that to 2. So basically, anything higher than 0.01, this is usually my method on crafted transmogs. I will make 2 and make sure there's 2 up all the time when it comes to just crafted transmogs and all that jazz. If the sell rate changes, I add them to the other group. If it does change back, I obviously make it down. Simplicity for this video and for the update for everyone else, we're going to be making 2s of everything, and I have just decided that. So yeah, off the cuff and all that jazz. So everyone can make sure that they have 2 of every crafted transmog that's going to be profitable for us. So the shining silver breastplate, that is a 211 gold investment for a potential 703 gold profit. So this will add up overall, just building forward. Now the dark iron gauntlets, that's a good one. By the way, most of the dark iron stuff you actually can learn by just getting yourself up with a Thorium Brotherhood. All you have to do is buy a load of fiery cores and then just run over to the Grim Guzzler. If you want a guide on that, I could certainly do that tomorrow in order to just show you guys how you can actually get yourself up and get a load of extra additional blacksmithing BOE stuff that you can actually sell on the auction house as well. So aside from that, we're going to add the dark iron gauntlets to our thing. So we're going to add 2 of those again. And obviously that's not going to cost us all that much. The crafting costs 6,000 gold for a potential 28,000, but we have to take into consideration that the region sell average for us is 18,742 gold. So just bear that one in mind when you're going through all of this. Now, there are things like ruined copper gauntlets. You can do low-end transmog stuff. They do sell, but I don't tend to do that because it doesn't provide me for time invested over just doing something else. I could do a raid farm that could net me with more gold than making this transmog. So we're just going to focus on the higher ones that don't really sell all that much, but they do sell. Yeah, the dark iron braces. Dark iron braces take a long time to sell. And when it comes to braces, most of them aren't going to be worth all that much. So we'll queue 2 of those. And then we'll just close down braces because I'm not going to bother with any of the low end stuff like 3 gold profit, 20 gold profit. Not going to do it. Not really worth my time in order to do. And just moving on to the dark iron leggings, which are a crafting cost of 2,233 gold for a potential 11,000. But the region's sell average is around about 22,000, so that's pretty good. I'm going to add that to our list. And overall, this is just going to add more variety towards our thing. So the rough bronze boots come at us, and this at this moment in time is around about 1,120 gold min buyout. But as you can see, the region's sell average is 35 gold. I'm probably going to skip this one, even though it's a fast seller, due to the fact that it's not going to be worth my time in order to do. Because someone could have just played around with the auction house, and I don't really want to waste my time with my TSM groups crafting something that will just drop in value as soon as the market balances back out. So just bear that one in mind. Now this is the one that I really love, and this is the weapons. So things like the Black Amnesty, all the weapons, pretty much when it comes to blacksmithing, you're going to be wanting to craft pretty much all of them. So Black Fury, I want to create the Dark Iron Destroyer, I want to create the Dark Iron Reaver, and just overall I want to create the Dark Spear, that's always a good one. Frost Guard's always a good one. The Hammer of the Titans, that's always a good one, and I forgot to double that up. So obviously it's going to get really heavier now because Arcanite bars are involved with this. Now there's other things like the Sulfuron Hammer. Now this usually is quite profitable to make. So what I would say is the min buyout at the moment is 55,999 gold. Or the other thing of note is that you could sell it because it's at a 0.04 sell rate. So we could queue that, but I'm going to wait till it's profitable and then update my TSM for that, because there's no point in me making it at a negative and then sell it and then not get my gold back for that. There's other things like the Dark Iron Sunderer. That's a pretty good one because the region sell average is around about 20k, and at the moment it's a min buy of 60k, so it will balance out once we actually craft more of these. So we'll just add the Dark Iron Sunderer. The Blazing Rapier, which is a cheap one to make for 124 gold, we will make that as well. And jumping onto this, we will make the Bleak Wood Hue, and we're going to craft one of those. Basically, when it comes to most of these lovely things, we're just going to be crafting quite a lot of these. So we're just going to double up and make 2s of everything, and hopefully we'll have enough on the auction house to actually craft all of this stuff. So then, other than that, that is pretty much the case. We don't want to make any of this low-end stuff because you really don't want to waste your time. But at this moment in time, we've gone through our blacksmithing, we've picked all of the stuff that is relatively good on our server, and now it's time to craft them. And once they're crafted, we will make the groups. So as we did with the prior video of the intermediate guide, I go through how to create your group. And such as before, we're going to actually create these groups right now, just for simplicity's sake, and so you guys can do this at home as well. So you have your entire list. You can't actually add these yet, but we will add this one in now. So what we'll do is we'll jump over to this. We'll add the new group in the making a subgroup. We're going to call it Blacksmithing Crafted Transmog. So with all of this stuff, we could add parent items that are already crafted into this, but we don't want to. We're just going to press that to save it, and we're going to wait until we've actually done all of this stuff. So once we've actually got our stuff crafted, we'll add this to the group. Obviously, if you want to add it, you select it in the ungrouped items, and then you press add, and then it just gets sent into that group. That's all you have to do with the groups. So we've set up that. So now let's just make the operation for this. So for the crafting of this, we're going to make a new setup for this. And we're going to call it Blacksmithing Crafted Transmog for obvious reasons. And we're going to make a minimum restock quantity of 1, where we want a maximum of 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this to 10% crafting because TSM actually sets it already for 100%, and then any extra you add on with the minimum profit. So you're basically stating the profit, not the crafting cost, because it already takes it into consideration beforehand. But here's the thing, when it comes to 10% profit, what I'm going to probably be wanting to do is I'm going to at least, because it's transmog, I'm going to at least put it to around about 30% crafting profit, because obviously transmog takes a long time to sell, such as like all transmogs, and I'm just going to set it a little bit higher because I want to make sure and maintain that I will get that profit. So I'm going to set the minimum profit to be a bit more of a tolerance, so to speak, before it goes null and void instead of 10% like all of the other crafted stuff. So just bear that one in mind. Now, coming into this one, we're not going to press any of this, but what we will do is we will select apply operation to group, which will set it to Blacksmithing Crafted Transmog. And then once that's all done, we can then jump over to the selling of it, which is what we'll do is we will copy this name, and then we will jump into our auctioning. So we'll go into our auctioning, and we're going to basically, so Blacksmithing Crafted Transmog, and what we'll do is we'll just delete the transmog part and make that as an overall thing for our blacksmithing. So with Blacksmithing Crafted, we're just going to say Blacksmithing Crafted, as in crafted blacksmithing stuff, so to speak. So what we'll be wanting to do here is just go over to that, and I just realized we just made a boo-boo, and because we want this to be a separate posting allocation for us, and we're just going to have this set at Blacksmithing Crafted Transmog and blacksmithing, the apply operation to group, which is the Blacksmithing Crafted Transmog group. So we'll only be posting with this auctioning part just for the transmog in general. So this posting operation is just for the transmog. So obviously I'm going to set my post cap to, well, we'll just leave it at 5 because we're never going to have more than 2 crafted at one time. We don't want to keep any in our bags. We don't post after this expires. And we're going to go down to this lovely piece of code here. And what I'm going to set this at is I'm going to set this at what we stated. So that would be 30% crafting. Well, crafting, and that would be the actual thing for posting, but like always, this one, the auctioning does not take the already 100% crafting into account, so we have to make it 130% crafting for our minimum. And then obviously we will copy that to save time, and we will then just jump over to our maximum pricing, which we'll just put at 500, and the normal price will set at 200%. So then we've got a nice basis in order to coalesce with our different things, so to speak, and then we can just set the minimum price, post at minimum price, and then post at normal price. So it went above maximum, just post at the normal price. So that will work kind of well. We could always set this at the maximum, so post at maximum price. We will set at the maximum price that we can get it for if someone's already undercutting. So that's all set up. So all we've got to do now is we go into our gathering, and we're just going to open up our massive task list in order to gather up all of this damn stuff. We're going to be in this for a while, so obviously I'm going to be spending a long time setting all of this up. But once I've done this, I will just make sure before I post them all to the auction house, I will make sure that they are all added to the groups. And you'll be obviously able to find this on my Discord under announcements. the updated version of my exports for TSM. And other than that, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for the day. Take it easy and have a wonderful rest of the day.